His name is Denver. His name is Denver.
Oh, okay, there's some food I just left over, barbecue and some donuts.
Yeah, and we'll take it down there.
Okay, good. All right. And,
You're a good person.
oh no, don't worry about it.
You're a good person.
Thank you.
I know that.
Thank you.
You give great answers.
Thank you. Take care. That felt good to give that food away. It was gonna go to waste, and I hope she could use it and her friends. It was a lot actually, so hope at least makes her day a little bit easier. Hey guys, welcome to Austin. One of the first things you want to do when coming to Austin, or what comes to mind when coming to Austin, is obviously barbecue. I've been to Austin now, I think this is my 4th time here, and every time I come, I just can't get enough of this barbecue. I'm trying some different spots of what I think is the best barbecue in Austin. My go-to meat is normally brisket, so I'm trying some spots that are specifically known for their brisket. So my first stop, La Barbecue. La Barbecue is slowly kind of climbing up there and getting pretty well known. La Barbecue does have a small wait. I've never waited more than 30 minutes. This trip, I'm just specifically doing pickup. I'm not dining in or even doing any takeout with COVID going on. So there was no way. I ordered online before my trip. I went and picked up and food was ready. Nice, hot, and ready. With La Barbecue, I went with some obvious brisket, some pork ribs, and this gigantic dinosaur bone of a meat, beef rib. I'm gonna check that out. This weighs about 1.5 pounds. So I'll list the prices. The beef rib goes for $24, I believe. The brisket goes for $29 a pound. And the pork ribs, I was trying to look it up online and they're sold out already, so it wouldn't show the price. So the pork ribs, I imagine, are about the same, probably about the mid $20 range. So let's give this a shot. So why don't we go ahead and dig in? You know what? I gotta start with this beef rib. That meat is very tender. I barely have to bite into this. I mean, it just comes off very well seasoned. Nice fat to it, nice fat rendering. You got that smoke ring here. I mean, if I tip this over, it's gonna fall off the bone. I mean, look, you can see it just falling off already. That's great. Wow. Next, we got the pork ribs. Now again, this has some type of sauce to it. I'm not a big fan of putting sauce on my barbecue. My theory is if the barbecue is amazing and good, it needs no sauce whatsoever. And normally in Austin, you could find barbecue that needs no sauce, but they put something on here. We're gonna go ahead and give it a try. The sauce has a little kick to it. It's good. I honestly would like to try it without the sauce though, just because the sauce overwhelms the meat and I really can't get a sense of how good this was cooked and how well it was smoked just because of the sauce, but it's still good. Next is the brisket. And again, this brisket is absolutely amazing. If you guys want good brisket and don't want to wait 5 hours for it, La Barbecue is the place to go. I'm gonna try some other spots, but I've yet to find a spot that has brisket like this that could contend with Franklin's. So let's give this a shot. Let's do a little close-up of this. Here we go for this brisket. I don't even think I need this fork. It's gonna just, look at that. Just comes off so easily. Perfect rendered fat. Look at that smoke ring. Oh, perfection, absolute perfection. Let's give this a taste. I used to not like fat. I hated fat because it was always very gamey and gummy, and I wasn't a fan of it. And when I first went to Austin, they don't call it fatty, they call their meat lean. and they call it moist. Moist meaning that it's got fat in it. And I was like, no, I want some lean meat. I'm not a fan of the fat. And the guy's like, no, dude, you gotta try it moist. Give it a shot. Believe me, you're gonna love it. So I trusted him. I ate it, and just this type of fat just melts in your mouth. It's not good for you, obviously, but it just is rendered so perfectly into the meat that you don't have to chew it. Once it touches your lips and your tongue, it starts melting. It just gives it an amazing flavor that you just cannot mimic. So this being my first spot, amazing. The barbecue is awesome. To me, this is my top two. Obviously Franklin's and La Barbecue, my top two. Franklin's is just such an amazing experience and is the king of brisket, but La Barbecue is right up there with them. Oh shoot, actually no, I forgot something. So one thing about La Barbecue, when you go to La Barbecue, make sure you get the shells and cheese. So I mean, it's just mac and cheese pretty much, but man, normally when you come to Austin, you do not want to fill on sides. You want to leave room for meat. But when coming to La Barbecue, you definitely want to try the shells and cheese. They smoke this somehow. It's got a good kick to it, and oh, it is amazing. So I mean, I got myself a little pint of it. You normally do not want to fill on sides when eating barbecue. Precious space you save for meat, but when going to La Barbecue, you must get some shells and cheese. They're so good. Amazing kick to it. All right, before I fill up, it's off to our next spot. All right, guys, I'm back, and I'm here with Black's Barbecue. So I drove. Black's Barbecue is in Lockhart, Texas. It is probably about a 40-minute drive from Austin. I made a drive out there and really wanted to try this barbecue. I've heard it's great. And actually, Lockhart, Texas is considered unofficially the barbecue capital of the States. You know, it's even better known than Austin. They have the original Black's Barbecue, which I have here. So I'm gonna give this a shot. Price-wise, again, it's about the same. It's not cheap, but it's not insanely expensive. So I went with the pork ribs, spicy jalapeno, cheddar sausage, and then of course I had to go with the brisket. So all this barbecue, I mean, these were their main things. They had pulled pork there, they had corn muffins, they had banana pudding. But again, like I mentioned before, you don't want to fill up too much on sides. You want to save room for the meat. So let's do a little close up here and see and check this out. All right, so here we go. Here are Black's Barbecue's ribs. So comparing it from La Barbecue and other spots I've had before, this doesn't have a lot of char on the outside, as you can see. So I'm interested to see what this tastes like. The sausage, spicy jalapeno sausage, I mean, it's a legit sausage. I mean, look at that. It's got the string still there. So it's got an amazing casing. You can see the pieces of jalapeno there. So I'm excited to try that. And then of course, you've got your briskets. Moist, of course, as always. Now this, compared to the rib, does have some char to it. That smells great. Okay, so let's give this a shot. This is the only place that I'm reviewing that I haven't tried yet, so this is completely new to me. Let's start off with this rib. And again, this has no char to it, so I'm interested to see what this tastes like. It's good, not amazing. It's not quite fall off the bone, as you can see. I mean, I gotta really bite into it to, and right there, it fell off the bone a little bit, but not like other spots I've tried. It's got a nice smoky flavor, not a lot of fat. Again, I like the fat in my barbecue, but not amazing. I would give it probably a 7 out of 10. Probably wouldn't get that next time I go to Black's. All right, here I go with the sausage. Now, how do I do this? Do I take this off, or do I just bite into it? All right, here we go. Let me just bite into the side of it. Unless I can rip this off. Here, hold on. Let's do something here. All right. That is tough. Never had a sausage. I thought. Oh, geez. All right, let's give this a shot. I can already see the cheddar coming out. Good snap. That is a good sausage. Spicy, good amount of cheddar in there. And wow, if I would go back, I would not get the rib and I just get another one of these. That is good. You can see the cheddar and the jalapeno in that sausage, and it is good. Like I said, they even got the string on there and everything. Guys, don't eat the string. All right, last but not least, the brisket. So let's take a close up and see how fatty, how rendered that fat is. Nice fat there. Yeah, that falls apart pretty nice and easy. Yeah, that's looking good. Nice fatty piece of brisket. All right, let's give this a shot. They are doing construction next door, so hopefully the bulldozer is not ramming into this house. I was on the brisket, so again, the brisket, it's amazing. It's great. If I had to compare to La Barbecue, I like La Barbecue's more just because it seems to fall apart way easier, fattier. Nothing against this one. This one's great as well, but this one is just a little bit drier. The barbecue had some seasoning that had a little bit of kick to it. So let's see what this has. This one also has a very good char, but not the same kick. Still good though. Overall, I think Blank's Barbecue is good. I was most impressed with the sausage. If you're there, definitely get the sausage. The brisket is good. I say you get that too. It's great. Not amazing, but I mean when you're comparing it to Franklin's and La Barbecue, it's hard to compete. The rib I was not impressed with. It was good, you know, nothing out of the ordinary. Something I probably just would not get next time I go to Black's. That's my second review, Black's Barbecue. It's about a 30-40 minute drive outside of Austin. Definitely worth a drive out there. So it's off to the next barbecue spot, the King of Barbecue, Franklin's. Let's go. Okay, so we've come to the final destination, the #1 barbecue in Austin, Franklin's Barbecue. I've been here a few times already. My first time here, I waited in line and I waited 5 hours for that barbecue. And a lot of people have asked me and said, why on earth would you wait 5 hours for barbecue? I mean, it's considered the best in Austin, the best in Texas, and possibly the best in the States. If not, maybe the best in the world. It's that good that you wait that long for it. And it's actually a nice experience. It's almost like a tailgating experience. The first time I went, we got up like at 5:30 a.m., maybe a little bit earlier, and our goal was to be there by 6 a.m., which we got there, I think, right about that time, and we were still like 20th in line. We get there and we stand a little while, but they provide chairs for you, so you're not standing on your feet for 5 hours or sitting on the ground. You're welcome to bring any drinks, alcoholic, non-alcoholic, to kind of keep you entertained for a while. And they even have some people with bags there playing cornhole, and it's a nice experience. The 5 hours go by quick. The day we went, it was cold. Out of, you know, you think you're in Texas, it's gonna be warm, but it was in the 40s and it was pretty cold. We had our sweaters and jackets. Right at about 1 o'clock, they start letting people in. You have a seat either inside or outside and enjoy your food. Obviously, this time is very different. Franklin's is not doing any dine-in right now. It's only takeout. I mean, I got there. I had ordered like 2 weeks in advance, and you have to order at least 3 pounds of meat. Me being myself, I'm not a big eater, so that was kind of tough for me to kind of pull the trigger on, but I figured I'll have lunch today, late night snack, and this will probably be my breakfast as well. But you have to order 3 pounds of meat. Highly suggest you order early, a few days, maybe a couple weeks in advance, just to make sure they don't run out of meat on that specific day, because I think they have a certain threshold of how much of each meat they could sell a day. Brisket being the number one thing that's gonna sell out first right away. So I ordered about 2 weeks ago, and I went with 2 pounds of brisket, 1 pound of pork ribs. And obviously this is just a sampler right now. I'm gonna eat the rest a little bit later off camera. But very smooth. I mean, I got there, got to the parking lot. They asked for my receipts, which was on my phone. They had me park at a certain spot. Once you get to your spot, you text the word howdy, and they text back asking you your spot number and your receipt number. Did that, and they were out within 5 minutes with my food. No contact whatsoever. They asked me to open my trunk. They placed the food in there. They went off. They said to check to make sure everything was right. I took a look. All looked really good, and I was all set to go. Right now, I just have some brisket with me and pork ribs. Like I said, I have a lot more of this somewhere for me, but I'm not gonna plate it all now and eat it all now. But the brisket, nice and fatty. I asked them to give it to me moist. I mean, I'm gonna pick this up with my hand just so you can kind of see how easily that just falls apart. Nice fat rendering. And yeah, this is the meat you want to get there. You got the nice bark on the outside, the beautiful smoke ring, and then just nice fat kind of spread out all over the place. Now the pork ribs are good too. So these remind me of La Barbecue a bit. As you can see, there's more char on the outside to it, more seasoning off the bone. I can pull this apart with my fingers. Let's dig in. First off, the pork rib. It's already kind of falling apart, but let's take a bite. This is like fall off the bone. I mean, look at that. I can just kind of peel this like nothing with zero effort. Take another nice bite. The barbecue reminds me a lot of Franklin's, with the seasoning, fall off the bone type meat, the fat rendering. It's just a matter if you want to wait 5 hours or you want to wait 30 minutes. Both are good. When I go, I definitely just get the pork ribs and the brisket. They've got other stuff there. Franklin's sides really don't. I mean, they got mac and cheese, they got beans, they've got desserts. For me, it's, you want to save precious real estate in your stomach for the meats. Brisket and the ribs. Today I'm stuck with 3 pounds of Franklin's meat. That's a good problem to have. Let's go with this brisket. I honestly don't even need this fork. I could pull this apart with my hand, but there it is. What I've been looking forward to all week. That fat just melts in your mouth. Let's give one more bite here. It's got a nice amount of fat on it. Man, if I lived in Austin, I'd be eating here at least once a week. Franklin's, if I remember correctly, I'll post the prices, but I think Franklin's is a little bit more expensive. I mean, they're so popular. You're gonna spend a good amount of money. Like for this, I had to buy 3 pounds of meat. I spent over $100 with the meats, and I gave a tip and all that stuff. So when in Austin, I mean, how can you pass this up? So yeah, Franklin's, it's a must try at least once in your lifetime if you're in Austin. So after all those spots, I tried La Barbecue, Franklin's, Black's Original Barbecue, the one in Lockhart, not the one in Austin. I have to say, I was not too impressed with Black's. Besides the sausage, the jalapeno sausage was amazing. I wish I had another one right now. But the brisket is decent. It was good, but nothing out of the ordinary. And the ribs, I was just kind of disappointed with them. No char to it whatsoever, and not fall off the bone, so I wouldn't get that again. La Barbecue and Franklin's, I think, are very comparable. Both amazing, both great. I think it's just a matter if you want to spend 5 hours waiting for barbecue at Franklin's, or you want to just go and get your food, maybe wait half an hour or so at La Barbecue and get your food there. 2 completely different experiences. In Austin, I'm only here for 3 days. I'm actually going to hit up La Barbecue twice. I don't think I could hit up Franklin's twice. I think they're probably sold out of meat even if I try to order from there. I hope this video helps you guys in choosing barbecue spots around Austin. There's plenty more that I haven't mentioned that I have tried, and I know there's tons more that are holes in the wall that are great also, that are worth trying. So this is just a little taste of my experience here in Austin and what I go to when I normally come. If you like this video, please subscribe, hit that bell button, comment, And like, if you haven't checked out my other videos, I've been doing a lot of traveling and staying in unique Airbnbs. Right now I'm focused on the United States. Obviously with COVID, I can't travel internationally. So at some point I will be traveling internationally and experiencing some amazing, cool Airbnbs that I'd love to share with you guys. So be sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on that. I appreciate you guys for watching, and I hope to catch you in the next video. See you later.